Did you know? Every week I release videos and content that you never see. Become a Red Pill member for exclusive access and take the Red Pill to the next level.
So, I mean, we've all heard the cliche a trillion times, haven't we? In life, you gotta do what you love. A Red Pill philosophy viewer is in high school, and he is going through a dilemma that so many of us are going through nowadays because of the simple fact that we, still live in a slave-based, suppressive system of high school economics, etc., but B, we have an internet that is allowing people to literally snap out of the system's trance by the millions. Which is quite the fucking dilemma, if you ask me, because on one level, we have all these mechanisms in place. We have all these jobs like teachers and exaggerated healthcare jobs because we think that health is mostly determined by, external things placed into our bodies, when the power of the mind, the power of your consciousness, the choices you make, lifestyle habits, etc., play a huge role in your health, both physically and internally. So we have all these jobs, we have all this system, we have all this money, we have all this capital, we have all these finances, and all this societal, historical, cultural momentum that is pushing in a very particular direction, which it has been for the past century or more, which is centralization, corporate power, mindless regurgitation of information within the bounds of the schooling environment. All of this, which, for a long time, it brought us success, right? It brought us a degree of sustenance. If you went to school and you got your high school diploma and then you went to college, you were likely to get a job, you would get money, and you can take care of yourself to the day that you die. But as that system begins to crumble, as the internet allows individuals to awaken to the reality of this, because even though you did kind of get a bit of a piece of the pie in the old system, the fact is, 40% of the wealth is owned by a handful of people. We got all these things where, yeah, you got a piece of the pie, but it wasn't that big of a piece. And we want more. As we awaken, as the internet allows people to realize and recapture their self-esteem, recapture their love for themselves, their lives, and the people around them, they're going to want better for themselves. They're not going to be content with a repetitive, mundane 9-to-5 job, doing repetitive tasks for, a humble amount of income. We're tired of that shit. We want better. And so it's a bizarre dilemma, because here you have this Red Pill philosophy viewer who's in the schooling system. He's almost done. He's in high school. The schooling system always was justified to him under the guise of, it's worth it, do it, it's gonna pay off, it makes sense, I know you hate doing this, I know you hate math, I know you hate English, don't bother pursuing your passions, just regurgitate useless, repetitive, mindless information, and you're gonna be A-okay. Well, how A-okay are we? How A-okay are we? Well, we're not doing too well. And, just the fact that I get so many messages from high school students who are like, damn, your videos really woke me up. Sometimes I feel guilty because I'm making all these videos. I'm these poor high school dudes, in high school that are like, what the fuck? This is a joke? This isn't for my own well-being? I mean, it is for your own well-being to a degree. But if you have high self-esteem, if you have high standards, if you have high goals, school is not for you. School is not for you. In fact, the other day I was actually on the internet and I saw an advertisement for school, for some school there. And the advertisement said, it showed two little school students in their little uniforms. And the title was, "We might be the next Jobs or Branson." And of course the reference was to Steve Jobs and Richard Branson. The irony is that both of these individuals, ultra wealthy, highly successful millionaires, both of them dropped out of either high school or college and became millionaires, not because they put on their little uniform, obeyed orders, and did what they were told, but to the contrary, because they were revolutionaries, because they were rebels, because they had self-esteem and confidence enough to pursue their own individual interests, their own individual passions to a degree that ultimately yielded significant amounts of success. whatever that success means. So that's the distinction. So we have an old system, right? And then we have an internet renaissance revolution awakening that is causing people to realize that the system was mostly just an overhyped lie to make you a good cog in somebody else's money-making machine. So I guess the real theme of this viewer's question is this dilemma of transitioning from the old paradigm into the Renaissance new paradigm. How do you do that? He says that he wants to awaken people. He's passionate about wanting to get people locally and globally excited and interconnected over things like art, music, creativity, and localized, like, bold, radical stunts. I don't know what the hell that means. I hope it doesn't mean bombing buildings, because that wouldn't be the solution. So what do you do about that? What do you do about individuals who want to move forward? Well, look, the reason I started this off with, the old saying, do what you love in life. You got to do what you're passionate about, no matter how cliched that is because I do believe that life, when you commit yourself enough to it, there are certain predestined kind of surefire paths that if you honor your self-interest, if you honor your passion enough, and you follow that passion, naturally, the universe, the physics of reality, something pretty surefire, almost like a mathematical formula, rewards you for pursuing what really matters to you. Which is incredibly ironic, because that's the antithesis of the school system. The school system is a very antithesis of following your passions. So if the universe rewards you for following your passions, does the universe punish you for sacrificing your passions and what you really care about in life? Well, I don't know if the universe is doing it, but I know that most people who go through the system deep down are actually quite depressed. Not all, but many. Antidepressants on the rise, people can't focus on their schoolwork without attention deficit hyperactivity, Ritalin, which is chemically related to cocaine. So apparently, you can't be a good student apparently nowadays unless you're a crackhead. We got to turn kids into crackheads in order to get them to focus. Dopamine reuptake inhibitor. That's what Ritalin is classified as, which is the same general classification of cocaine. So apparently we prescribe our children cocaine, even though at the same time in our schools we tell our children say no to drugs. Huh. It's funny how people, particularly your parents, most of the time, a lot of parents, they tell you don't worry about doing what you love. Just worry about making money. But it's funny, the only parents who ever say that are the parents who took their own advice, isn't it? Do you think like a famous musician who pursued what he loved and is now capable of sustaining his own life, do you think when he has kids, he's going to tell them, look, don't follow your own passion. Don't do what you love. Just just go to school, regurgitate useless information, get that piece of paper that says corporations care about you, and make your little meager money. And then you can use that money to buy antidepressant pills because, by default, you can't enjoy your life. You have to chemically alter yourself in order to enjoy it. Of course not. The only parents who tell you don't follow your passion, just go for money, are the parents who took their own advice. Guarantee you that they are deep down miserable human beings who literally live vicariously through the television, watching Kim Kardashian fly around the fucking world, living life through sitcoms. All right? These are the people we're supposed to take advice from. These are also the people who vote for the most part and believe in the lies and illusions of the system. So no, there is actually great potency and power and potential in doing what you love. But you have to do what you love. And you have to commit to it. Really, my advice for you is to literally do what makes you passionate. Do it to the best of your abilities. Maybe you don't have $1,000 to invest in a really high quality camera to film a local musician, you know, sing his song about whatever the hell it is, you know, the evil system. But you don't need a perfect camera. Use your damn cell phone as a camera. Start small. You see, that's the thing. If you weren't so busy your whole life in school regurgitating useless garbage for so long, you would have spent your life from a young child dabbling in different things at your own little humble, simplistic, low money level, figuring out what you were good at and slowly building experience, interest, connections, etc. But see, the thing is that since you didn't do that your whole life because you were in school regurgitating useless garbage, you now have to start from the bottom even though you're already at the age of fucking 18 or however old you are. Pretty ridiculous, isn't it? And that's the cause of being in the system. That's one of the causes. We're victims. But we could either complain about it or we can take proactive steps to put a big middle finger in the face of the system. And they can't do anything. They'll try, but they won't be able to do much. Because the system is based on fear, scarcity. Your passions, your life is based on ultimate infinity. Ultimate infinity. And of course, that's the difference, isn't it? So yeah, the people who took their own advice, the parents who took their own advice and said, don't do what you love, just go make money. Well, look at their lives. The Red Pill Philosophy viewer himself mentioned it in the email. That his parents are like miserable, emotionless people literally on antidepressants who get angry when he talks about how crappy the system is. You have to understand that the system caters to a certain kind of person. It caters to a certain kind of person. And that person is the person who revels in negativity, self-sacrifice, scarcity, fear, you know, just downward spiral qualities. I like to be about upward spiral qualities. So because you didn't pursue your passions your whole life, because you were taught and trained to do things you hate your entire life, you have to start now. And you're going to have to start small. Do your best. But really, literally like a guiding light, like a compass, some universal cosmic compass. When you follow the true north of your passions, all right, and it has to be your real passions, all right? Sometimes we lie to ourselves about what we're passionate about. You know, we think, oh yeah, I like to play the guitar because, yeah, I love music. When deep down, the only reason you picked it up is because you were hoping to get laid. Because you just over-romanticize concept that, you know, playing the guitar, women like that. Which, I mean, whatever, that's a whole other... Anyways. So yeah, right? So make sure that it's what you're truly, deep down, really passionate about. You have to do some serious soul searching because you've spent your whole life in a system that distracted you from what you really love. How do you know that half of what you think you like, you don't really like? You're just been brainwashed to think you like, right? The only way to find out is to try, to experiment, to dabble, to do this, to do that, to test, to take a few risks every now and again, see what happens. As you get reactions, as you get feedback, as you grow as a person, you become more grounded, solid, and aware of who you are, which then allows you to filter through reality and mold the matrix to your liking. See that freedom behind me? Kitties. Free, right? They don't want to sit down and stuff their heads with shitty, irrelevant knowledge. They want to be free. They want to experiment. They want to connect. They want to love. They want to feel. They want to jump. They want to shout. They don't want to be sitting still in a quiet classroom, following orders in accordance with things that serve somebody else's interests. Because school is not about your interests. It's about the interests of the financial powers that rely on you being nothing more than an obedient little student, slave, worker. and then serving the interests of those financial interests. That's the distinction. So my advice for you is literally to do your best to do what you love. Normally, in a happy, healthy, productive society, this is the default. Giving children the freedom to do and pursue what they love is parenting 101. But we don't live in that kind of society. So you have to take it upon yourself to do that. Try your best to do what you love. If you fail, keep going. Failure is simply the universe's way of testing whether or not you really want what you want. Because if you really wanted it, failure wouldn't fucking matter, would it? And that's the distinction. That's the distinction you have to make. That's the distinction that will be made whether you like it or not. So yeah, it's that simple. It's that simple, but it's also paradoxically difficult because the world we live in is so afraid of doing what we really want, doing what we really love, that it's ostracized. Pursuing your passions is the taboo. It's weird. You have to be some eccentric, strange artist person if you want to pursue creativity. When we're all creative beings, it's just smashed out of us. Smashed out of us when we're young. Smashed, 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 smashed. So yes, that is my advice for you. Do what you love. Follow your passion. It really is that simple. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have $1 million. You just have to start to the best of your abilities at this moment and keep pushing forward in the face of failure. As you fail, keep going, learn lessons, determine whether or not you even want to do this, and you move forward and forward and forward, step by step by step. Every step becomes bigger because the momentum begins to push you further and further and further and further and further. It really is that simple. These are life dynamics they don't teach you in school. Where was the How to Do What You Love 101 class? I didn't see that class. How to Do What You Love 101. Where was that class in high school? They don't teach you that because you'd leave school immediately. I hope that helped. Leave your comments below. What do you guys think? How should this Red Pill Philosophy viewer move forward? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Ideally through the private message function on my YouTube channel or through my Red Pill Philosophy Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Red Pill Philosophy. Thank you guys so much.
Confidence is the power to achieve any of your goals, but you have to understand it before you can become it. Take the red pill with my new book, The Truth About Confidence.